CryptoCast Daily is here, sharp, short, and to the point. Subscribe now and never miss a market move. Here are the top highlights shaping the crypto market today. Kalshi outpaces Polymarket in prediction market volume amid surge in U.S. trading. Internet computer bets big on AI as crypto markets play catch-up. Solana's Yakovenko says Bitcoin must upgrade to survive quantum threat by 2030. Durant recovers Bitcoin bought at $650, now up over 17,700%, after nearly a decade. BitGo files for IPO with $4.2 billion in H1 2025 revenue, $90 billion in crypto on platform. Saylor, Bitcoin is building a base as Hodlers exit and big money preps. Bankrupt exchange FTX set to repay $1.6 billion to creditors starting on Sep. 30. HBAR slides 3% as selling pressure intensifies, finds support at 24 cents. Stellar's XLM slips below key support despite expanding institutional adoption. Crypto ETF Floodgates open with SEC listing standards, but price impact may be uneven. Crypto gives away week's gains in Friday decline. U.S. Treasury takes next step in turning Genius Act into stablecoin regulations. Bank of Japan's historic ETF unwind sparks market sell-off, dip in crypto. Valor debuts Bitcoin staking ETP on London Stock Exchange in move outside mainland Europe. U.S. stablecoin battle could be zero-sum game, JP Morgan. CoinDesk 20 performance update. Index drops 2% as nearly all constituents trade lower. Ethereum developers set Fusaka upgrade for December, ahead of blob capacity boosts. Crypto markets today. Treading cautiously, with smaller tokens showing froth. Doge, XRP get ETFs. Token traders say, meh, Crypto Daybook Americas. GRVT raises $19 million to bring privacy and scale to on-chain finance. Stay tuned as we break down the details behind these headlines. Kalshi is dominating the prediction market, surpassing competitors like Polymarket in trading volume.
From September 11th to 17th, Kalshi held 62% of the total volume in on-chain prediction markets.
Polymarket held 37%, according to data from Dune Analytics.
Kalshi is processing over $500 million weekly, with an average open interest of about $189 million.
This surpasses Polymarket's $430 million in volume and $164 million in average open interest.
This difference suggests quicker trades on Kalshi and longer held positions on Polymarket.
Polymarket focuses on longer-term markets, often lasting weeks or months, locking in user funds.
Polymarket is expanding its presence in the United States through the acquisition of QCX, a regulated derivatives exchange.
The Internet Computer Project is focusing on its potential as a network for on-chain artificial intelligence.
This could lead to artificial intelligence becoming the primary developer of applications.
While cryptocurrency prices are influenced by market factors, the underlying technology of Internet Computer is significant.
The Internet Computer has successfully run neural networks as smart contracts, demonstrating the feasibility of on-chain artificial intelligence.
This technology allows artificial intelligence to run directly on a blockchain, a feat no other network has achieved.
Unlike systems relying on off-chain infrastructure, Internet Computer integrates the entire artificial intelligence development process on-chain.
This creates a self-writing internet where artificial intelligence generates applications based on user descriptions.
Artificial intelligence could replace much of the current developer workflow, automating tasks like coding and server maintenance.
Solana co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko warned that Bitcoin developers must prepare for a quantum computing breakthrough.
He believes this breakthrough could make Bitcoin as current security obsolete.
Speaking at the All-In Summit 2025, Yakovenko said there is a 50-50 chance of this happening within 5 years.
He urged Bitcoin to migrate to a quantum-resistant signature scheme.
This concern arises from the potential of quantum machines running algorithms like Shorus.
Such algorithms could crack the current protection of Bitcoin private keys.
This poses an existential risk for the network.
However, Bitcoin's design makes this change difficult, requiring a hard fork.
Durant regained access to his Bitcoin holdings after a decade-long lockout from his Coinbase account.
During this period, Bitcoin experienced a price surge exceeding 17,700%.
Coinbase Chief Executive Officer Brian Armstrong confirmed the account recovery on social media.
Durant and his business partner Rich Kleiman recently discussed the lockout at a conference.
Durant purchased Bitcoin in 2016 after learning about it from his Golden State Warriors teammates.
His estimated purchase price was around $650 per coin.
Bitcoin is currently trading near $116,000, according to CoinMarketCap data.
Neither Durant nor Kleiman disclosed the extent of their Bitcoin holdings.
BitGo has filed to go public on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker BTGO.
The company generated $4.19 billion in revenue in the first half of 2025.
This is almost 4 times the $1.12 billion earned during the same period in 2024.
However, net income decreased to $12.6 million from $30.9 million in the first half of 2024.
BitGo manages over $90 billion in cryptocurrency for 1.14 million users.
The majority of these assets are concentrated in Bitcoin, Sway, Solana, XRP, and Ethereum.
These 5 cryptocurrencies make up 48.5%, 20.1%, 5.7%, 3.9%, and 3.0% of BitGo's assets on platform, respectively.
Chief Executive Officer Mike Belshi will retain control of the company after the initial public offering. Bitcoin is showing strength in its recent muted price action, according to Michael Saylor, Executive Chairman of MicroStrategy.
In a recent podcast appearance, Saylor argued that the market is consolidating as long-term holders sell some of their Bitcoin.
He noted that Bitcoin is up 99% over the past year and that reduced volatility is a positive sign.
Saylor described early Bitcoin adopters selling small amounts for real-world needs like housing or tuition.
He compared this to employees of a startup selling stock options, a natural step towards maturity.
This paves the way for corporations and large funds to enter as volatility decreases.
Saylor dismissed concerns about Bitcoin lacking cash flows, comparing it to assets like land, gold, or art.
He stated that institutions have been slow to adapt but will eventually rethink their equity and bond frameworks. FTX will release $1.6 billion to creditors starting September 30th.
This is the third major payout since the exchange collapsed almost 3 years ago.
The FTX Recovery Trust announced that payments will begin for verified creditors.
Funds will be distributed through BitGo, Kraken, or Payoneer.
United States customer claims will receive 40% in this round.
This brings their total recovery to 95% so far.
International customers will receive an additional 6% payout.
This totals 78% in cumulative distributions for them.
Hedera hashgraph is down 3.38% over the past 23 hours, falling from 25 cents to 24 cents.
The token initially rallied to 25 cents on September 18, but sellers quickly overwhelmed buyers.
Trading volume spiked to 55.91 million at 7 p.m. Eastern, highlighting the strong selling pressure.
Hedera broke below support at 25 and 24 cents before finding temporary stability.
This decline shows fragile sentiment, with sellers in control as buyers failed to hold key levels.
The inability to recover suggests continued caution among traders, though consolidation around 24 cents hints at stabilization.
If this level holds, it could become a base for sideways movement before a clear trend emerges.
While hashgraph technology is energy efficient, its trading volume is still lower than competitors like Solana.
Stellar's XLM token fell below key support due to institutional selling.
Between September 18 and 19, XLM dropped from 40 cents to 39 cents.
Trading volumes were above the 24-hour average of 22.33 million tokens.
Analysts noted concentrated selling during overnight sessions.
This selling is typically attributed to institutional flows.
The breach of 40 cents support suggests repositioning ahead of regulatory clarity.
XLM saw a small gain of 0.05% as buyers defended the 39-cent level.
However, the overall trend remains bearish with resistance at 40 cents.
The Securities and Exchange Commission has cleared the way for many new crypto exchange-traded products.
Analysts believe this could change how money flows into digital assets.
The agency approved generic listing standards for commodity-based trust shares across regulated exchanges.
These exchanges include Nasdaq, CBOE-BZX, and NYSE ACA.
The new rules remove the need for each crypto exchange-traded product to undergo its own individual rule filing.
Instead, an offering that meets certain requirements can be listed using these generic standards.
One example is if the crypto trades on a market that is a member of the Intermarket Surveillance Group.
Another is if the underlying asset's futures contract is listed on a regulated market for at least 6 months.
Bitcoin pulled back to $115,600, down 1.5% over the past 24 hours.
It is now essentially flat over the past 7 days after nearly reaching $118,000 on Thursday.
Ether has retreated from the $4,750 area to $4,460.
This represents a 2.9% decrease over the past 24 hours and a 1.5% drop week over week.
Solana and Dogecoin, initially hot this week, have also returned to flat 7-day performance.
Solana is down 4.5% over the past 24 hours, while Dogecoin decreased by 6.3%.
Despite recent stagnation, Bitcoin has formed an ascending triangle pattern with higher lows.
This suggests a bullish bias among traders, with the market currently consolidating around $115,700.
The United States Treasury Department is seeking public input on implementing the new stablecoin law.
This is an early step to gather information for a formal proposal.
The government wants data on key aspects of the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for United States Stablecoins Act.
This includes issuer prohibitions, sanctions, anti-money laundering compliance, and the balance between state and federal oversight.
The public has 1 month to comment on these complex issues until October 20.
The Treasury Department posted dozens of questions for consideration.
These questions address topics such as reserve asset custody and comparable foreign regulations.
The Treasury Department plays a multifaceted role in the Genius Act implementation.
The Bank of Japan will begin unwinding its $250 billion in exchange-traded funds and Japanese real estate investment trusts.
These assets were accumulated since 2010 as part of its ultra-loose monetary policy.
The central bank will sell exchange-traded funds with a book value of $2.2 billion annually.
This is equivalent to $4.2 billion at market prices.
Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda stressed the pace would be deliberately slow.
It would take more than a century to fully dispose of the holdings.
The announcement came alongside a decision to hold the bank's benchmark rate at 0.5%.
Japan's core consumer price index rose to 2.7% in August, well above the Bank of Japan's 2% target.
Valor Digital Securities has launched its Bitcoin staking exchange-traded product on the London Stock Exchange.
This expands the reach of the product that began trading in Germany almost a year ago.
The product offers professional and institutional investors exposure to Bitcoin with an additional 1.4% annual staking yield.
It has been available on Deutsche Börse's Xetra platform since November 5, 2024.
Each share is backed 1-to-1 with Bitcoin held in cold storage by Copper.
The yield is added to the net asset value, which is published daily.
Shares of DeFi Technologies fell 3.12% to $2.63 in early Nasdaq trading.
Access to the new London-listed exchange-traded product is limited to professional investors under current United Kingdom rules.
The $270 billion stablecoin sector has grown but is still less than 8% of the total crypto market capitalization.
This level has remained consistent since 2020, according to J.P. Morgan Research.
This dynamic could make new United States stablecoin launches a zero-sum game.
Analysts say the crypto market itself needs to expand significantly for this to change.
Tether plans to debut a United States-compliant token called USAT.
Unlike Tether's current token, USAT will fully meet United States regulatory standards.
Stablecoins are cryptocurrencies tied to another asset like the United States dollar.
They play a major role in cryptocurrency markets, providing payment infrastructure and international money transfers.
The CoinDesk 20 index is currently at 4,324.62.
It is down 2% since 4 post-meridian Eastern Time on Friday.
This represents a decrease of 88.55 points.
19 out of 20 assets in the index are trading lower.
NIR is leading with a slight gain of 0.1%.
Avalanche follows with a loss of 1%.
Sway and Bitcoin Cash are the biggest laggards.
They are down 5.6% and 4.7%, respectively.
Ethereum core developers have confirmed a tentative roadmap for the network's next major upgrade, Fusaka.
This upgrade is scheduled for early December.
It is designed to further scale the blockchain.
Follow-up changes aim to more than double blob capacity in the weeks after.
Before Fusaka reaches Ethereum's mainnet, developers will test the code.
3 public test networks will be used in October.
If these tests are smooth, mainnet activation is targeted for December 3.
Fusaka itself will not immediately change blob parameters.
The Securities and Exchange Commission approved spot exchange-traded funds for Dogecoin and XRP.
These are tied to the underlying assets.
Dogecoin is considered a meme coin, driven by social media trends.
Some worry this ETF approval gives it undeserved legitimacy.
The crypto market reaction has been muted.
Dogecoin dropped over 2%.
Other meme coins also fell.
XRP, Bitcoin, and Ether are also down.
GRVT, a decentralized exchange focused on privacy, has raised $19 million in Series A funding.
The round was co-led by zkSync and Further Ventures, along with Eigen Cloud and 500 Global.
GRVT uses zero-knowledge proofs to ensure transactions inherit Ethereum-level security while keeping trade details private.
This architecture addresses barriers to mainstream adoption of on-chain finance such as privacy, scalability, and accessibility.
Zero-knowledge technology lets one party demonstrate to another that information is true without revealing anything about said information.
Co-founder and Chief Executive Officer Hong Ye said privacy is uncompromising for the future of on-chain trading and investing.
The raise comes amid a resurgence in Ethereum activity, with August's on-chain volume topping $320 billion.
Backers see GRVT as a potential liquidity hub for $1 trillion on-chain finance market.
That's a wrap on this episode of CryptoCast Daily. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time with more market updates, bold predictions, and fearless crypto insights.